Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes. Yep.
Today we talking Murder Inc.
Murder Inc.
Wow.
Murder.
BT aired a 5-part documentary, Murder Inc. documentary, man.
Yes, sir.
Talking about Murder Inc., their history, how
Irv
they
Gotti.
started up, all the good times, the bad times. Now, everybody got a chance to check it out. What did you learn, first of all, from the Murder Inc. documentary on BET?
I think going before that, when you heard that there was going to be like a Murder Inc. documentary, did you think they deserve one?
Yeah.
Well, based off the people who already had documentaries, I felt like it would have been I felt like it was kind of their turn.
Yeah,
It may be a couple of other. We had Death Row already. We had Rough Riders. We had No Limit.
Yeah, Master P.
Yeah, so after all them people, I think they right in the line. Because in order to have a documentary, you got to have some kind of drama.
Oh yeah,
which it seems like now, based on something that happened recently, they got added to their drama now.
It's all coming out.
So it was a perfect time to sell a documentary if that's what he was trying to do. But it's not like they ain't had success. So yeah, there's a couple other people they could probably throw in there, Cash Money, before them. But other than that, yeah, it's about their time. It's about their time.
Word.
But watching the documentary, what did you learn from it?
I learned about the drama. I got a whole new respect for Irv Gotti as a producer, as a hip hop fan, just getting his artists out there and his grind, his hustle. So, even the stuff with him and Ashanti, that was all new to me. As crazy as it sounds, like I have a whole new respect for Ja Rule as an artist. Like even though I didn't particularly like it when I was listening to it, like I just looking back now, I respect it. Like he was writing some good songs.
Yeah. Just moreover, just like you said, like the grind from Irv Gotti is what struck me. And then I never knew how he really started with the whole situation with him. He was the A&R first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know his history behind him really starting and then getting in the game. So learning all that and then learning how hard he went, the ins and outs of the trial that, with the feds and situation. Yeah. Because it really wasn't 50 that hurt him. The feds really is what drank the pockets. 50 ain't never drained the pockets. He just took the focus off him for a minute because Ja Rule was so hot. So just all that just made it to a certain point. And just my respect for Irv, like really just him building his brand and sticking to it and still going was always dope to me. And then also I seen him, true story, I seen him up at the Brigada, him and Ashanti. Up at the Brigada up in Atlantic City. He was up there gambling at the $100 table. We was at the same table together.
What about you, Carl? You learn anything?
Oh, wow. First of all, y'all talked about Irv Gotti. I knew he was already hip-hop, but my respect for him as far as, like, coming from the essence is on a whole nother level. He was DJ Irv before he was even Irv Gotti, the producer. Hove actually named him Irv Gotti. He said, you need to come up with something a little harder, man. Put Gotti on your last name or something, and then that stuck. I didn't really know that in particularly, but he's really come from the essence of hip-hop. Like, he really is living and breathing hip hop, and I didn't know how he came up in Def Jam. I didn't realize. I knew he was heavily associated with Jay and DMX, but I didn't know how important he was to their success. Like, he pretty much is the reason that Jay-Z and Rockefeller connected with Def Jam. He's the reason why they connected with them for the Ain't No Nigga Getting on the Nutty Professor soundtrack. Like, that was all him. DMX, he was the A&R. He said, I quit. I'm quitting because y'all won't sign DMX. He put his career on the line. They came back and said, what we got to do to bring you back? Sign DMX. And then they signed DMX. Like, that's crazy.
He's the bridge.
It couldn't. If it wasn't for Irv Gotti, we may not have heard DMX the way we wanted to hear DMX because he had deals. Because DMX had a deal before that with Columbia that didn't go nowhere. So like he was really there, man. And then I found out that the money laundering trial was a bunch of BS, man.
Yeah, from the start.
Just looking at it, you hear that stuff, you think it's something there, but when you actually look at the facts. It was a bunch of BS.
It was about Preem.
They just wanted to take Preem down.
It was about Preem,
and they just was part of that, And it
was their way of getting Murder Inc. Murder Inc. Just the name, period.
Yeah.
In the limelight. Why is he naming his company Murder Inc.? Why is they selling all these records? All that shit came upon because he was so powerful in what he was doing, and they didn't like it. And then when I say they, I mean the government and everybody else, including who didn't like Murder Inc. You feel me? And it was what it was. But his hustle was top shelf. So you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Respect his hustle.
Yeah, and then also, man, Leor Cohen, man, whether you want to call him a culture vulture or what, he lowballed everybody for every deal. He lowballed you. But the thing about Leor Cohen, though, which you gotta kind of respect, he'll lowball you, but then he'll admit, like, I lowballed him.
He knew his audience,
so he don't lie.
He knew his audience.
Like, he continually lowball. He said he loved Irv Gotti so much and continually lowball him on every deal. If it wasn't for higher up seeing his importance, he might not even have been on Def Jam.
Word.
He knew his audience. He knew where Irv Gotti came from. He knew his background. You feel me? He knew like how much money niggas really had or really was making. So he's like, shit, I'm gonna give him just a little bit more. So I know they didn't see this type bag before. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And that was his play, and he had the bag. But back then, you know, being so hungry, just trying to get in and bring your niggas in that you know gonna make the bag to put you on a different level. It was something that he ate and moved on with, and just, man, fuck it, I'm gonna go through this just to get my niggas in and, you know, conquer my dream, and shit worked out.
Leor Cohen said something like, if it was up to me, he would still be getting $60,000 as an A&R.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like, he said that publicly. Like,
he's dead serious too.
Yeah, he was. Too. I believe that's what I'm saying. In a way, if you're gonna feel like that, at least he being honest about it. He ain't lying. But at the same time, it's like, damn, like, but you know the dude's talent, and you continually lowball him when paying what he's worth.
And what does that go back to? It goes back to Dame Dash. Yeah. That's why they had issues. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? It goes back to Dame Dash talking about that.
Absolutely.
Really jumping on that. Dame Dash was the one that said it first about him. Yeah. Like putting him out there. And I think what's the other boy, man?
Russell.
That was there.
Russell Simmons?
Nah. The one that kind of was over top of Irv, bringing Irv in.
Kevin Lyles?
Kevin Lyles. Yeah. I think Kevin Lyles knew it, but this nigga got the bag, so I got to let it happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But the crazy thing about it is most of the artists still love him. They always speak high. Other than Dame, most of all the artists speak high of Leor
Don't you speak high of a motherfucker that gave you your first bag that you never seen before?
I know, but it's crazy because it just, you hear these stories and it's like, people is confirming that they're true, but everybody still loves them. So it's
because he gave him the first bag.
Meth, Redman, like they always
Method Man and Redman love him.
Yeah. When somebody changed,
never said no. Don't say nothing bad.
When somebody changed your life, dog, you remember it. Oh, now when you caught on to their bullshit or not, that's another thing. When you caught on, okay, cool. But I remember when he changed my life. I remember that feeling. You feel me? When I got that check.
I don't think I ever heard DMX say nothing bad about
DMX,
Kevin.
Hov, none of them. None of the artists really go. None of the artists really go in on. I haven't really heard any artist say anything bad about Leor.
That's a bad. It's man because it's part of the game. All them artists came from the streets. It's like a bad drug deal. You feel me? You know it's gonna work, but you know it's a bad deal. But the part is the profit.
Right.
They got the profit. You feel me? Now I'm all right. Fucking now you see what I'm worth. Now I'm coming at you.
Where you know for sure you're getting a bad deal.
Yeah, it's a bad deal from
now.
The rip.
If you make enough money, you might can negotiate something better. But in the beginning, he's giving you a bad deal.
It was a bad deal. It just was big money.
Yeah.
Because he already knew what you was gonna do. But I'm a benefit before he catch on. Yeah. You feel me? And that's what it was.
Well, a little history, man. Murder Inc. Records, also formerly known as The Inc. They went to The Inc. Records after a while when Murder Inc. was after the trial. They was under a little flack, but then they ended up changing back to Murder Inc. Records again. It's an American record label founded by Irv Gotti with assistance from his brother Chris Gotti in 1998. Ja Rule was the flagship artist of Murder Inc. After helping Def Jam with the success of DMX and Jay-Z, Russell Simmons and Leor Cohen gave Irv Gotti his own label under Def Jam. Yep. Irv Gotti got the name of his label. He was watching a documentary on biography on A&E. It was Crime Week, and they were showing the Murder Inc. They was like a hitman group for the mob.
Yeah.
And he thought about it like, yo, we gonna make hits. We gonna make music hits, but we gonna make them kind of hits. So I'm gonna put that with Murder Inc. So he said he was watching that. It clicked. That's where he got to Murder Inc. Now, Leo Cohen discovered Ja Rule through this the box. They had the box, and Irv Gotti and them figured out a way to rig the box to have their Cash Money Clip was the group. They was originally signed to TVT. Cash Money Clip. Ja Rule was part of it, and they figured out a way to rig the box where their videos would come on all the time next to all the best videos. So everybody started seeing it. Even Jay-Z was like, damn, how y'all get y'all videos like TV? This? So anyway, Leo Cohen kept on seeing it, and he seen their video. He liked Ja Rule, not the group. So he reached out to Irv Gotti. One of the members of the group got locked up, so it kind of pretty much put the group on hold. He reached out to do a solo deal with Ja Rule, and that's how Ja Rule got his Def Jam deal. Then Irv Gotti was so hot on the A&R tip from the success of Jay-Z and DMX, he got his own deal with Ja Rule as well.
Yep.
Ja Rule, Vinny Vedavici came out in 1999. It went platinum, but it wasn't the success
which is a Ja Rule classic
that they wanted. So then they came right back with Rule 336 the next year.
That's what they was looking for.
And that's when they changed the style a little bit, went a little more
Pop-ish.
a little more commercial with the radio hits, and the formula worked. It worked. Murder Inc., they started selling millions of records. Then later comes on Ashanti, adds to the R&B radio support.
For those that don't know,
but before the
what's
Vinny
their
Vedavici
formula that had them work, you think?
We get more into that, but their formula was they were taking old beat. I mean, it kind of was.
That's what made it work.
It kind of. No. It was kind of the bad boy sound with a little more edge. They were taking more like harder stuff though and making it like R&B popish.
Yeah.
Because R&B Bad Boy wasn't making Put It On Me. They were making a colorful song, but you really think about Put It On Me lyrics, it ain't really like real lovey-dovey, but it was coming across that way. So they was like kind of hardcore stuff, but R&B popish twist to it.
Kind of like a Meth and Mary, All I Need.
He said, Irv Gotti said,
like
Irv Gotti said that was kind of his inspiration. So yeah, like that kind of lane right there. And
it worked. He got the formula down.
And it definitely worked. They had Murder Inc. has sold over 30 million units worldwide and grossed over $500 million worldwide through their whole time. They had a lot of success. Then the trial came, the money laundering with the Supreme deal, and they had a nice run, 3-4 year run where they were on top. They were producing everything. Irv Gotti was not just producing his artists; he's producing for J-Lo, Fat Joe, hits. These is number one big hits, man.
Yep.
And then the trial came. The trial came and 50 Cent came, and that combination took them down. They couldn't recover. People stopped messing with them, and Murder Inc. couldn't recover after that, man.
He got dropped from Def Jam too, right?
Because of the trial and all that. But then they all tried to come back, but that which I think is kind of weak. But yeah, that ended everything, man. They could have never really recovered from that after that because so many people turned their back. Then a new wave of music come in. 50 Cent was trashing them at the right time, and they could never bounce back from that.
Well, he tried with Lloyd, but that didn't, you know what I mean?
Lloyd was dope, but
that was like
they just didn't have no momentum no more at that point because Lloyd wasn't bad, but they just didn't have the aura. When you rolling, if Lloyd would have came along while they was rolling, then it could have been something else. But, they was pretty much done. Nobody wanted to hear from Ja Rule no more. Ashanti stopped messing with him after the trial and all that, which some people could say that was unloyal. But, it is what it is. They was a victim. I think every label has a certain few years of a run. Theirs just kind of ended with that trial, though, so they ain't even get a chance to kind of come down. It just ended like that.
I just feel like the same thing with sports, too. It's like you got your little 3-year window. And it's like you had your run and coaches change, players leave.
The fans will fuck shit up though.
and that doesn't mean you can't still make dope music, but your height of your success, I feel like only certain times only can last.
You gotta capitalize on that window.
Yeah. So, how was Irv Gotti able to like get Murder Inc. popping like that as a label?
I think with
his connections. I'm gonna say his connections to the artist that was up and coming and very hot. So that like really put him in position to either be there or create the scene. You know what I'm saying? So, and whether it was, he was there for Jay-Z video or creating DMX video and look or whatever the case may be, just him being in that right spot at the right time and their respect for his handle, it took it to a whole different level to me.
I mean, for me, I always thought that Jay-Z and DMX were like going up the same ladder at the same time, with the Hard Knock Life tour. Hard Knock Life Volume 1, It's Dark as Hell is Hot. They went on tour, and it's like slowly through the back door on the side, Irv Gotti's like, yo, Ja Rule, get on stage with Jay. Can I, you know what I mean? And so it's like they were all propelling at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like they was all hot at the same time. So it's like, how could it not work?
Yeah, I agree with Freaks, man. I think it comes down to connections at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z and DMX, how hot they was. And then also Def Jam, him being an A&R at Def Jam, pretty much getting hot to the point where Def Jam let him kind of do whatever he wanted. They believed in him. So, then his relationship with Jay-Z, he gets Can I Get Her? He gets Ja Rule on Can I, and that was originally Ja Rule's song.
Yeah.
But he got it, they got it.
On the Rush Hour.
They got, Jay got it, but then he put Ja Rule on it. And then when he was doing a Hard Knock Life tour, Ja Rule's coming to perform that song every night. So people starting to get familiar with him. Then his relationship with Jay-Z and DMX, he's putting them on everything. Jay's on a Holla Holla remix. Jay, DMX, and Ja Rule was a group at one point because Irv Gotti wanted to put a project
got him the cover.
out.
He got him that cover, right?
But anytime he needed a favor from them, he produced What's My Name, which I feel like is one of DMX's hardest songs.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti's behind that. He produced what is it? Dun, 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 dun. Can I Live on Reasonable Doubt. Irv Gotti produced that. So his connections allow him to, all right, I'm going to get Ja Rule hot. Now I got these dudes hot. Y'all see what I can do. Now let me get my label going. And then he got Ja Rule popping. It was a radio right there. It was just, I definitely think it stems from his connections, though.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It plays a big part.
Absolutely.
Because Irv Gotti, he just wasn't your regular guy that was around. Like, he was somebody that was very, like, important to Jay-Z's career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of that alone carries weight. You know what I'm saying? So you mention Irv Gotti, you're going to mention, he was a part of boom. That carries weight. And not only that, they was friends.
They was
crew.
real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what's bigger than anything. Like, that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you rarely get that. And then Irv Gotti was his friend, and Irv Gotti was talented, and Irv Gotti just built the brand, and that's where it came from.
You seen that old picture of Hove in the he's overseas. He like in London, and he was on tour with Jazzo at that point because Irv Gotti first connected with Jazzo. That's how he first met Jay-Z. He was Jazzo's DJ. So when they went to that tour over in London,
like 18,
Irv Gotti was with Jazzo and Jay-Z. So that's how their relationship began to get tight. And then Irv Gotti became Jay-Z's DJ after that. So like he been with him since that's the late 80s right there. He been with Jay-Z. So they like Freak said, they real friends. This ain't no industry type stuff.
But then that goes back to show how much work Irv been putting in for years. Like all that behind the scenes, like being a roadie, doing the DJ overseas.
Absolutely.
Like, he's hip hop.
Yeah, he's definitely hip hop.
You can't say he's not hip hop. Yeah. So we talked about Irv Gotti. So how was Ja Rule and he and Ja Rule able to carve their own niche in the game and stand out amongst all that competition in the late 90s? That was one of the best eras of hip hop.
Yo, I mean, like just going back, thinking about it, like movie soundtracks were big in the late 90s. Like he was on the Rush Hour soundtrack. He was on the Belly soundtrack.
Yeah.
He had 2 songs on there. Well, one solo song. He had a song with
Nas and Method Man
and DMX. Yeah. What's it called? Grand Finale.
He was on that. Had that NWA beat. That song was
Dog
hard.
for Life. Yeah. So it's like he were pushing him out there. So it's like you seen him, and then obviously the next year it was full Murder Inc. Then
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Ja Rule may not. To me, this is my opinion. He may not have made like whole albums, but he figured out a formula to make hit records for himself and others. And you just look at that verses he did with Fat Joe. Look at all them hits he was ringing out, and they were singing the words to them songs.
Actual hits.
That lets me know that those records is timeless because the crowd was singing the words to the song. Like so that lets me know like those is real hits. Hits like Ja Rule was like a dark-skinned Drake before Drake.
Yeah.
Like really, that Drake's formula is Ja Rule's formula.
would you say Ja Rule's like a
50
like,
formula
like,
too?
Absolutely. He stole his 50 stole his formula and then it made fun of him for his formula and then took it. But yeah, he was doing that before Drake. Ja Rule was doing that way before Drake.
So would you say that Ja Rule was influenced by Mace a little bit?
Nah.
I mean, because they kind of made the
because
same
what happened is the first album he sounded too much like DMX. And
which I never got that
and
comparison.
DMX, this is because of the voice. And DMX was even getting mad. DMX said in the dodocumentary, like he told Irv Gotti, like, yo, tell your man stop sounding like me or I'm gonna bite him. Because Peter was telling him people thought Holla Holla was him, so he was getting mad. So I think he was like, all right, they think I sound like DMX. You know, let me do something to try to. Well, DMX wasn't making them kind of records, so that's what he started doing. It worked, and then he ran with it. But that singing melody stuff, like that's what Drake got famous.
And I think all this happened after they wasn't going to be able to do the thing with DMX. Hove and Ja Rule, right?
Well, Irv Gotti said it got too competitive, man. At the end of the day, they were so competitive. Like Ja Rule was the young boy, but DMX and Hove was they was the aggressors, man.
Yeah.
So they was looking to it was just too competitive, man. So that would have been dope though. Just because the 3 songs they made together was all hard though.
Yeah, absolutely.
They was hard.
Definitely. Each one.
They were they were always
Each
hard.
one.
So that would have been dope. But Ja Rule, whether you love him or hate him,
You can't hate on him.
You
can't
deny
hate on Ja Rule.
You can't deny
Yeah.
that man made hit records, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He made good songs, man.
Definitely. And they still go today. Like they still hits.
Absolutely.
Yo, you know what? I was just thinking about this. I seen Ja Rule at the pool down in AC.
Wow.
And I was like, let me go check him out. And I'm like, this dude got hits. I'm like, yo, I know all these songs. And it's like, yo,
You was singing them too.
yo, you cannot
To
deny
the top
it.
of his
Yo.
lungs.
Baby girl, put it on, man. What would I be without you?
Yo, you cannot deny
Let
it.
alone if you was with a female or not.
Yo, he
You know,
got
tell him.
hits.
Nah, he definitely got hits, man. Ja Rule, you can't deny it, man. You can't deny his hits for sure. All right, so Ashanti, either the next biggest thing for Murder Inc. What did her success do? What does Ashanti's success do for the label?
Blow it up.
I think it brought the ladies too.
Blow it up.
Absolutely,
Females
Brought
involved.
the ladies for
Brought the
sure.
ladies and flocks.
Absolutely. I think it established them as a label, not just like Ja Rule, this Ja Rule and Irv Gotti label, but like we got a star, we got a second star.
Yeah.
Then we a legitimate label now. Then it had the R&B lane to it also, so it made them a well-rounded label now. Like say like Bad Boy had hip hop and R&B. So this brought them into a different lane because they was making R&B songs. They didn't have an R&B singer.
But I mean, as a hip hop fan, I feel like adding Ashanti loses the Murder Inc. hip hop edge. Like you lost it.
You hear them songs Ja Rule was making? I mean, it wasn't
They're on the same level.
I mean, to me, it's like, yo, he had some dark songs on his first album.
He had some dark songs, but nobody remembers them songs.
Exactly, yeah.
All they remember is Holler Holler. After that, they remember Between Me and You, them type songs. That's the songs they remember, man. Not,
What was the joint with him and Blake? That kind of put some.
I like that song, but that song that's an album cut. That was a dope hip hop song, but at the end of the day, that's an album cut, man.
beat cut.
But every little thing that you do,
Yeah.
between me and you, that's not no hardcore song, Sean, at all. Hey, I mean Ashanti, And she ain't had an easy route neither. She did the. She used to come to the studio.
Well,
just
before that,
waiting.
she was sitting on the bench for like 10 years.
Yeah, well, she had a deal where she was kind of signed and nothing happened with it. So she was just kind of sitting around waiting for an opportunity. Irv Gotti just told her to come to the studio, and she got her opportunity when they did the song for Big Pun. Yeah. And Fat Joe needed somebody to sing the hook on the song,
right?
And she did it. And then next
what song was that again?
There's something that I want to tell you. That's Ashanti, but she wasn't even. She didn't even get no credit, and she wasn't in the video because it was like like an animated video.
CGI type.
Yeah. But that's I didn't even know that was Ashanti. I didn't know what Ashanti was at the time.
What album is that on though? Is that on the first one?
No, that's after he passed away. They did like
that was the Big Pun joint.
Nah, it wasn't. Yeah, baby. It was called Endangered Species.
Yeah, Endangered Species.
Yeah, and it was kind of, Endangered Species was almost like a greatest hits almost. But she sung that hit. Then she sung. Then she wrote "I'm Real" and "Ain't That Funny" for J-Lo. So her pen game was crazy too. Those is big records. And she begged Irv Gotti to keep "I'm Real" for her, but he was like, Tommy Mottola wants me to make this for J-Lo. Like,
she's actually on the song though.
Yeah, she's got little ad libs in the back. They didn't take them out. But then between that and "Ain't That Funny," those is big records for J-Lo.
Records.
And she wrote both of them. And then "What's Love" with Fat Joe, a hit, number one hit. And then when she did Always on Time for Ja Rule vouched for her. They wasn't even giving her and
credit. Yeah,
she was out of here. The rollout was there.
Yeah.
And by the time her album came out, I did like 500,000 in the first week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was all off of things that she already done though, and people really knowing her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that joint was crazy, man. Ashanti was big, man. Ashanti was big for the females, man, for sure. She was very big for the females, man. And she held it down. For sure.
Definitely.
She definitely held it down. So how would y'all describe the Murder Inc. sound?
I think it went from like hip hop to pop, but still hip hop. It's not as edgy as I feel like it was before.
I want to say, due to the way that hip hop is at that time, and due to the way that it is now, I'm just gonna say all around.
Now this was like 2002, 2003.
Well, Ja Rule's first album came out in 1999.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about with Ashanti though. Like,
2001, 2002.
So it's like, what's the climate of hip hop in 2001? 2002.
It was very, very flossy, very
the
shiny.
South, the South was shining.
We lost a few people.
Little John was big. All that.
Down south.
I feel like it was down south.
Atlanta definitely.
Yin Yang Twins, all them dudes down there.
For real, the South probably was running shit around this time. You know what I'm saying, with everything that was going on. And then, and to be honest with you, around this time, the only things that was moving was Murder Inc. and Jay-Z.
Yeah,
from up north
until 50 came
and 50 added. Then you had your Philly movement was sort of, high priority and sort of underground because you had you get what I'm saying.
They wasn't moving units like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nelly came a little bit. Nelly, when Ashanti first started popping, Nelly ain't pop yet, but he was about to come with it. He was on his way for sure.
Well, was pop yet? Because when he dropped his first single in the first album, he went damn near diamond, right?
Yeah,
or $1 million in the first week, right?
His first album,
Country Grammar was $1 million.
His first album went diamond.
How much he sold in the first week?
I don't know.
Close to $1 million, right?
That was like 99.
That was major. That wasn't no poop shit.
Nelly was
that was Nelly.
Nelly wasn't no
Nelly
99.
real.
Yes, he was.
Nelly came out in 2000s for sure. 2000 Google it. Nelly didn't come out no damn 99.
I'm saying like the single probably came out in 99.
It definitely didn't come out in 99.
Country Grammar.
Google is your friend. Look it up on the air so you can be wrong.
Google it.
No, you Google it. You saying it. Nelly didn't come out nowhere near no 99, dog.
I feel like he came out in 99.
I feel like you wrong. You can look it up for the why we getting filmed. You can look it up. Nelly did not come out nowhere near no 99, dog.
All right, let me see.
Look it up, man. Look it up when we move on.
All right, no.
Hurry up, man. You normally quicker than
keep
this,
it moving,
man.
but we keep it moving while he doing that.
You got the people waiting, man.
We keep the moving
no
while
way,
he doing that.
Nelly ain't come out nowhere near no 99, dog. Guarantee you. But yeah, the Murder Inc. sound to me though is is they found like a hard way. They had like hard sounding music or what would be gangster music, and then they put like a pop R&B feel to it that makes it appealing. But it had like an edge.
Over a hard beat, though.
Yeah, that's
a beat
what I'm
that
saying.
was hard.
That's what I'm saying. Either whether it be an old school sample or a hip hop beat, it always had a hard knock to it or something like that. Or even the R&B songs for Ashanti, the Biggie beat, the Rain on Me beat, the Baby was Scarface's Mary. Like these is hard. These are hard. What's taking you so long? Like all you gotta do is just look up Nelly and look up the album. You taking so long, like you trying to find it. It's not 99.
It was released in 2000.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not. I don't even know why you would say something like that. You ain't even.
No, but it was recorded in 99.
When did we hear it, Sean?
Yeah, 2000.
Exactly. Yeah. In the 2000s. It wasn't 2000. It was in the.
It's a wash. It's a wash.
Yeah, you wasn't even close. Come on, man. Come on. That's your boy too, because you was wearing a Band-Aid.
The hip hop almanac.
Because you was wearing a Band-Aid. So you should know that. You was wearing a Band-Aid on your face.
That's a negative.
Yeah, with the do-raggy.
What separated Murder Inc. from the other labels, you think? From the competition, what made them stand out and had their own little thing going?
I don't think nobody was making songs like that at the time. Everybody was partying, getting crunk, and they was doing that, and it worked.
Yeah, it was the overall performance with the team members, but they didn't have no strong. I'm not gonna say the crew wasn't strong, but it just wasn't as strong as the artists. I'm being real. You gotta look at Rockefeller Crew. Look at all the rappers they had. Murder Inc. didn't have them type of power studs.
So you're saying it was just Ja Rule and Ashanti pretty much on it?
Pretty much. No disrespect to them.
They didn't have the bars that stood out from the other people.
Man, music as far as with the other people besides them too. Be real. Let's be real. Ja Rule and Ashanti carried that shit.
I don't think they got their fair shot.
That's all. I mean,
that could be that's approachable, but it ain't no like it's now or never.
But I don't think people is like saying like, "Damn, I missed that." I mean, honestly, no disrespect. Exactly. Nobody like, "Damn, I missed that Cadillac Tie album." I wish Black Child. I'm damn. Not like we saying like, yo. Not like we saying like, yo. I wish Petey Crack.
But it wasn't. Right. And let's be always fair. It wasn't their fault.
No, it wasn't.
It was at the time when you might decide to drop a Cadillac Tie album.
But the sound just shifted.
You just had Lloyd Banks drop. Who you gonna listen to? Lloyd Banks or Cadillac Tie? At the time, they probably
no question.
Yeah, my point exactly. So,
but those
to be honest with you, certain teams were stronger. It's just that number wise, Murder Inc. was strong.
See, sometimes a team could be hot, and then sometimes you have a team hot, but then you have members of the team that's hot on their own too.
Yeah. For that can carry.
For Murder Inc., Ja Rule was hot. Then Ashanti got hot. And as a crew, they was hot. But individually, they was all right. It was okay at best.
To be real with you, and it's just me, and you can call it. I know they probably tapped the video or maybe even DM us. But I just think that DMX and Jay-Z made Ja Rule bigger than what he really was. You know what I'm saying? With the affiliation of him coming in on certain songs, the importance of Irv bringing him. I think Irv OG card, credit card, whatever the case may be, made Ja Rule to be as big as he is right now. But once Ja Rule got the chance and shoveling in and coming in under them guys that was making them big songs and them big album at the time, he was making credible verses in music with them. You feel me? Which made him the better artist. You know what I'm saying? Which made him better. Not saying the better artist between them two because he wasn't better than them two. But due to what he done, he was better than them.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it was three different styles and they all were strong.
Well, I feel like Irv Gotti and Ja Rule together, their formula worked. But it was them together. Like I believe whether you want to say Irv Gotti produced the beats or not, that's neither here or there. But he had the vision behind it. And Ja Rule actually was a writer, whether you think he was an MC or not, or melody, whatever. He wrote the songs. He wrote the song for him and other people. He wrote hits for Mary J. Blige. Like, he wrote hits for people. So he knew how to write hit songs. However you want to categorize the music, he was writing hit records. Mm-hmm. So I think him, Irv Gotti together, it worked. Their sound worked. But if you take away maybe Irv Gotti's vision and you put Ja Rule in another situation, he could be just maybe another artist. You never know.
I agree.
Like, without the right sound.
Man, listen, man, it was Irv Gotti plug.
I feel like
Irv Gotti was the plug. You can call it what you want. He was the plug and he was the boss. You feel me? So that's what made it.
Each other.
Huh? Yeah, absolutely.
You can say they both needed each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what made them a team.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the Murder Inc. artists. First off, and what made them special for the label. We already talked about it, but let's,
Ashanti and Ja Rule, we ain't got to talk about it.
Nah, but we do got to talk about them because it's not a lot.
We already know what's going on. We bullshitting around by talking about
what made Ja Rule important to Murder Inc.'s legacy?
He was the face. He was the captain of the team.
Should Ja Rule got a percentage of the label? Like,
absolutely, I think so. Or be involved.
I don't know if he did or not. I'm just asking.
But it may be other shit that Ja Rule got that others didn't get.
But if he's writing songs, I'm sure he's getting paid for it. So
absolutely,
that's a whole.
Ja Rule is the reason for Murder Inc. It wouldn't be no Murder Inc.
No. Let's not stop that. Murder Inc. is the reason for Ja Rule. Murder Inc. was founded and brought up in this situation by Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti, Ja Rule was thrown in the mix. No disrespect. Ja Rule was the first person that dropped something heavy for Murder Inc. But without Irv Gotti, it's not no Ja Rule.
But without Ja Rule, it wouldn't have been no Murder Inc. Because Ja Rule got a deal. He got a deal. Remember, Leor Cohen said, I want to sign Ja Rule. They were doing Cash Money Click on TVT. That was the original group name.
I don't want the other two.
I want Ja Rule. So now we got this Def Jam deal. I got to build something behind Ja Rule. Okay, you know what? We Murder Inc. now. It was because of Ja Rule. He ain't had no other artist to go with. No disrespect, but Black Child and them came through Ja Rule.
Yeah.
If not, he ain't had no artist. Because Mike Geronimo wasn't messing with Mark. Mike Geronimo actually said his beats is whack. I want to use the other producers. That's how they fell apart. He was rocking with Mike Geronimo was his original was the original kind of Ja Rule. And Mike Geronimo ain't want to rock with him for beats when it came down to do his album. So he had to go find somebody else. And he found him and his boys. Ja Rule was actually the boys of the other dude, because they all was just hustlers. And Ja Rule was they brought him along. So I think Ja Rule is important I don't think it would be no Murder Inc. without Ja Rule.
It wouldn't be.
I say that's a wash with both of them. They complement each other.
Well, what about Ashanti to Murder Inc. record?
She's very pivotal. She took it to another level. Because once you win the women over, you bring the women over to Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Well, I think he had the women.
But not like that one.
But Ashanti took it to the next
level. To another level, yeah.
Because Put It On Me.
They complement each other.
I think they was loving the
reason
women.
why he came out with that apology real quick. Let's not keep it fucked up. Let's be real. What was the reason he came out with the apology? Come on, man. He came out real quick. He's like, man, if I do Shanti wrong, I'm going to lose my woman.
But also, I do respect that she has a relationship with him, and she's not taking her relationship with Irv Gotti out on like relationship with Ja Rule. Even his brother, she still rock with him. So I
think Ja Rule should carry it like that for Irv as well.
He do.
To a certain standard.
Well, he say when like you saying something out of pocket, like you remember this is my sister, man. You gotta chill. But what about Vita?
She disappeared.
Vita.
But she good people. I always like Vita though. But I think the belly roll put her to another level. Now, if she would have piggybacked off that and made some real like dope track, but that track on the belly album was dope. I'll be there. She high till I die.
She wasn't even Vita yet on there. She was like Hot Toddy.
Yeah, Hot Toddy.
She didn't even have a name yet. But it's funny because she was actually Hype Williams' artist first, and Hype Williams brought her to Irv Gotti, as they say in the documentary. But Vita, I liked Vita. Vita was dope.
She just got pushed to the back.
Ashanti came and got hot, and he didn't put nobody out no more. Ashanti was the priority. Vita wasn't bad. I think Vita should have got at least one album. Got a shot to put an album out. One album,
or at least the heavy features on her and Ashanti. I think her and Ashanti could have been running together in a different way. Not saying like she's Ashanti too. So yo, I just think that they could have put that woman thing.
Well, the mom said when Ashanti got Vita said when Ashanti got hot, the mom didn't want her really around. Didn't really have her around Vita and then Charlie Baltimore later like that. Like she kind of like wanted to make her like the only woman on the label. That's what Vita said, so I don't know how.
I think Charlie Baltimore situation. Well, I guess we'll get to that.
Yo, all right. So at the time that they was popping, was Vita top 5 female MC?
Absolutely not.
I don't know. Probably
Absolutely not.
Probably not. But I thought Vita was dope though.
Yeah, I thought she was dope as well. Vita was dope.
It's not like she was whack. I thought she. I
just liked her swag.
Yeah,
like she was like really that chick. You know what I'm saying? Like Like you could really see how she was carrying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I liked about her.
I think she was good enough, and they was hot enough.
She was pretty as well.
I think she was. Yeah, she was, and I think she was good enough, and they was hot enough that she should have got a project, at least one album out. Definitely. At some point. But Irv Gotti had tunnel vision with Ashanti once she came out.
And then a lot of shit came, man, when we probably was supposed to drop Vita. 50 was on a tear. You can't drop a Vita album when that shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? Be a laughing stock.
What about
no disrespect?
What about Cadillac Ty, aka Ty Murder?
I like Ty Murder.
I like Cadillac Ty too. I thought he was hard, but it wasn't no Cadillac Ty singles that had me out there like that.
Well, I do like the one single with the beat. It had like the pager beat on there, and they did a remix. That was on a movie soundtrack. I don't know if it was Fast and Furious or something like that. That song was, I believe it was on I think it might have been like Fast and Furious, but it was on a soundtrack to one of them movies, and that actually got it out there more. And they did a remix, which was dope. And I thought he was all right. I don't think he was that guy. But I thought he was all right. Yeah. But when the single came out, and he was on Ain't That Funny too. Yeah. Even though they cut him off. Cut him off the radio version. Yeah. But he was on that version too. I thought he was good enough to come out, but I don't think he was like that guy.
I know.
Probably needed some heavy features first.
But
he would have. Ja Rule, Ashanti.
Yeah, I know, but they were,
Matter of fact, Ashanti singing on that single.
No disrespect, though.
I mean, none, but still, for like Ty Murder, you ain't gonna put out make him turn into this pop star. You gotta come out with a hip hop album for him, but still keep it under Murder Inc.
Yeah,
you can't have Ashanti and Ty Murder on the same track and like make it pop. Like he's not Ja Rule. Yeah. You need to go back to the basics and make his album dark and hip hop, street album.
And bring some people that compliment his style to the table.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to next is Black Child.
I think Black. Let's be real. Leave him alone. If he decide to drop, he cool. He got other shit that he taking care of for Murder Inc.
You ain't like Black Child?
Yeah, I like Black Child. But I just think his swag and his swag and his overall, what he meant to Murder Inc. was way beyond music.
Yeah.
And he was more like a team player. He was like the Tony, Tony Yayo Murder Inc. Like he came fresh out of jail.
Yeah, but Tony, you can't say Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo had a hit with G Unit. Tony Yayo had a solid hit.
Yeah, Tony Yayo, he got hits. He's on hit record. He's on hit record. So yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So you just got to say that Black Child was that loyal individual. He was a role player. He was a nice. Don't worry about what job he got. He do whatever he want to do.
He gonna play his position.
Exactly.
And even on the documentary, he said like, "Look, I wanted to drop my album, but I ain't drop it, so I'm just going to support Ashanti and everybody else. I'm gonna play my role." But he came fresh out of jail and
into a situation.
And Ja Rule helped.
He had bigger fish to fry. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Black Child's situation was totally different. It's unexplainable.
All right. What about Charlie Baltimore? You mentioned Charlie Baltimore. She came a little bit in the middle.
My point exactly. I think the Charlie Baltimore situation was sort of like a pacifier because soothing her, knowing that Charlie Baltimore really was that chick. She really had bars. She really was nice. This Big people's.
Remember, this is Biggie's girl.
Yeah, this Biggie girl. Not only she was nice, you feel me, and respected by Hove. You know what I'm saying?
She's going to be in the commission.
You know what I'm saying?
Biggie, Jay-Z, and Charlie Baltimore.
Yeah.
Little C.
You know what I'm saying?
So a song with Ghostface.
Yeah.
Well, they were signed. She was signed.
Ain't that crazy how everybody was trying to recruit Hov for a group?
Yeah.
Why would they seen what those who really don't know see now.
Well, after Biggie, she got a solo deal with Entertainment. That's how the Ghostface connection.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that her connections alone and her connection to Big made a motherfucker make sure that she was all right. And I think that he was just trying to make sure she was all right.
But also he said he liked her. He said because they had 2 female rappers at one point, which is crazy. But he said he thought she was
at the time unheard of.
Yeah, that was unheard of. He said, but she was so dope that he just had to sign her. He
had to. I told you, it's
but
the pacifier.
Once again, she got put on the shelf when Ashanti blew. Ashanti wasn't even in the and that's crazy because she wasn't even in the game plan.
Ashanti keeping the lights on in the building, man. But what we gonna do?
She wasn't even in their game.
Ashanti been creating checks for everybody else outside of Ashanti. You feel what I'm saying? Keep the lights on, keep everybody happy. Yo, just ride when we ready to ride. Wow. That's maybe come from a portion of Ashanti that she ain't even worrying about missing because she making so much paper at the time.
And finally, what about Lloyd?
Lloyd was dope, yo.
Yeah, and I think he came on kind of late.
He came at the end, but he had his own lane though. He definitely had his own lane.
But Irv took to him a certain way because of his daughter liking him. You know what I'm saying? In the old documentaries when like they was on MTV and shit. Didn't Irv Gotti have a show or something on MTV where they had something?
He had like a reality show.
It wasn't on MTV. It was something with the Irv Gotti and he had his kids and you were seeing Lloyd.
They did have a little
had a little joint. And I think that Lloyd,
I think it might have been VH1 or something.
His daughter love for Lloyd really made him really recognize Lloyd's talent. And that's what created him being on that. That's just my
Well, they had a fallout, but I think they're cool again now. I think Lloyd said something about Irv Gotti that he ain't like. But Lloyd had a big single with that "You" with Lil Wayne. That song was everywhere. Yeah. And I think they was really the second album. His second album was dope, but I just think Murder Inc. just didn't have the momentum to support him anymore. They was actually trying to push him out there to kind of have success to get them back as a label, and they just didn't have the momentum that they did. But Lloyd was a different lane. I can't say I was heavy into Lloyd, but I respected his lane that he was in.
I think at the time wasn't Ja Rule in jail and Ashanti had left.
It was Ashanti left. It was just Lloyd at the time. Lloyd was pretty much trying to give him a second chance, and he was kind of representing the young lane. Yeah. So he was from a different place. He wasn't from Queens. Lloyd wasn't bad. Lloyd wasn't bad. It just the label just lost their momentum. They ain't had that same backing. If Lloyd would have probably came out in their prime, he probably would have been bigger. Yeah. Because the outlet they had. Yeah. But, that's Murder Inc. right there, man. Murder Inc. artists. How much responsibility does 50 Cent have towards the demise of Murder Inc., you think?
40%.
40%?
Yeah. I'm going to say 35, 40.
Nah, I'm going to give him more than that, man.
40 why?
I would say
over the feds?
I would say like 60, 40.
Man. The feds
no. He knew they was down and he stomped them. Like he
And why was they down?
Yeah, but he turned the feds.
Why was they down? Answer my question. Why was they down?
They was down because the feds, but 50 turned
point blank period. So that's majority.
No, but 50
that's majority.
50 turned the people against them. They were taking away, the feds was taking away their money.
Man, 50 that's what matters, Carl. Fuck the people. The money
the fans turning on you is the worst thing you can do.
The people buying the records is important, dog.
I agree with that. But once you already losing money, how can you promote something of a certain nature to get the fans back involved? Yeah, but you're losing the paper.
But people buying records is important. So if you taking away their money, that's one thing. But if you start having success again, you get the money. You get money again. They was taking away their money, and then 50 turned the people on. So when they tried to
so what percentage you giving? Because you sound like 50, 60, 40.
He sound like 70. He sound like
70, 30, 50.
30.
I think you going over. I think you over exaggerating.
He might do 80-20.
No, it's 50-50. If anything, it's 50-50.
I say 60-40.
I say 60-40.
I say 60-40 because once the government's involved, it don't even matter who the fuck coming at you next.
If it's 60-40, then 50 getting 60. 50.
Yeah,
what?
50, yes.
Yeah.
50
You
was
taking
trash.
60, 40, 50?
Yo,
Yeah.
50
I'm taking 60, 40
Wasn't
fans.
nobody checking. They even admitted. Wasn't nobody checking. He turned everybody against. You know you turn somebody against
He
them.
told him, don't
When, you know you
listen to
turn.
Ja Rule,
You
and
know
they
you
did it.
you know you turn somebody against somebody when you take their style. You make fun of them for a style. You then you turn everybody against them. Then you take their style and you have
Well,
success.
let's be real. 50 was hot. So it's not like this a motherfucker just coming off the bench at Murder
Yeah.
Inc.
Nah.
50 was hot. 50 was making hot music.
Man, Wankster, the whole video.
Man, bro, and before
Wankster,
Wankster and all that type shit, 50 was hot, dog.
I
When you
don't
heard-
believe you, murder.
Yeah, and once you learned, and once you heard
Murder,
how to
murder.
rob, you was wondering who dude was, and he was talking real slick about motherfuckers. Motherfuckers wasn't saying that. But come on, man, let's be real.
2003, 50 had the hottest album of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the Back Down song. He killed
He killed him in that
But
song.
let's talk about the mixtapes that led up to that.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so no, let's not, because you gotta be hot for to even mention 50 Cent doing anything or attacking anybody label. You gotta be hot. And 50 was hot before that.
Yeah, but look, 50 could have been hot and not shitted on Ja Rule. He was hot and wanted to make sure he and even when he already won, he made it a point to continue. Even to today, he still makes it a point to trash Ja Rule. He don't gotta do
let me
that.
say some real shit to you real quick, and this off the record, everybody.
Go ahead.
Because you never been here before.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm
Off the
saying? I'm
record,
just
but
being
on the
real.
record.
But when you fighting the fucking case, everything else that exists, you can't even, you discombobulate it. You're fighting a case.
I get
You're
that.
discombobulated. So anything that happens outside, man, fuck 50. I ain't worried about him. I'm fighting the feds. That's all it took. So now with 50 already being hot and doing what he's doing, it made it worse. But when you fighting a fucking federal case,
20 years?
20 years of your life, you already discombobulated. So anything that man can do, man, that's nully void because I need to be here. Long as I can be here, I can make shit right.
And you paying your lawyers
Thank
all
you.
the time?
But
And you getting drained.
He was trashing them before the case, but the case, he just
And then-
piled it on. He just
and
piled
then-
it on.
Yeah, I understand that. And with that case going on, it made them more vulnerable, Carl, because motherfucker can't even think straight because we're fighting the feds. The feds have a 98% conviction rate. 98%. That's a fact. Look that up right now. You can Google that. Google's your friend.
I get that. But there is no laws to war.
I understand that.
Those the rules. You're going to defeat your enemy
You
by
can
any
say
means
that.
necessary.
But what I'm telling you, Carl, when you're fighting for your life,
I
you are not normal.
I get that.
Things you used to
We
do
get
is
that.
not the same.
But 50 turned the whole hip hop community against murder.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
know
fact.
that. We know
That's
that.
a
We know that
fact.
part. But what I'm telling you, the damage was already done.
Carl,
50 made it worse.
when did you realize that Murder Inc. was in trouble? Like, oh, everybody turning against.
They were done. The mixtape era 50 let me when he was hot on the mixtape era.
But
that
Murder
let
Inc.
me
was
know.
still surviving. They still were surviving, and because they was coming with hits.
Yo.
you're not really listening to mixtapes like we listen to mixtapes because we
but,
underground.
But it's different though because I wouldn't call myself a big Murder Inc. fan as a label in their music. So when 50 came and trashed them, he was just saying what a lot of people already felt like, y'all trash. Yeah, y'all got hits, but overall y'all music is trash. I'm not their core fan base to argue that because I wasn't a big Murder Inc. fan anyway. So 50 Cent and them was making whole projects. That's what I wanted to hear. Not
Absolutely.
radio songs.
We
was
know
cool.
that. We
I'ma
know that.
sing along. 50 Cent and them was making mixtapes. The mixtapes was all hot.
Taking
The
their
album
songs
was
and
all
flipping
hot.
it.
Yeah, the albums was all hot. They were making projects. So at some point, they killed their. I'm not saying that Murder Inc. wouldn't have died off at some point, but he stopped it earlier.
He sped the process.
Yeah,
up
the feds
quick.
and 50 Cent. But I just feel like if they could have still been hot after the feds, they could have still made money again.
Man,
he closed the
damage
casket
was
on
done.
it.
The damage was done,
Yo,
girl.
I knew that they
That's
was.
when Lloyd and all them type motherfuckers start coming along.
Get it, shorty. Get it,
You know what I'm
shorty.
saying? Being real. Like, come on, man. Like, once the battle was won, the battle was way beyond 50. Man, I'm here. You get what I'm saying? Long as you be able to be here, you can make everything else all right.
To me, when I was like, yo, I feel like they're officially done. You had Busta Rhymes get on that Hail Mary track. and diss Ja Rule. Busta don't never diss nobody.
He did have everybody.
At what point did the momentum start to shift back?
It never shifted back.
Shifted back a little bit to give it a little tug of war.
With that clap back?
When?
Yeah,
that wasn't no shift.
Not the shift back. The New York shit. That shit was hot.
Yeah,
you got to give it that.
That was hot.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you bringing some other people in to take the focus off just the Murder Inc.
But at that point, 50 was out of here. It didn't even matter. No
it
more.
was going. But now, during this time, let's be real. During this time, you attacking motherfuckers that's in the mixtape game that's still being relevant. Because around this time, Candy Shop and shit was going on.
Which was trash.
You feel what I'm saying?
Which was
Massacre and all that type shit was going on. And you coming at Kiss that just was on Ja Rule. So it was sort of like a chess game. You feel what I'm saying?
I wasn't a fan of Massacre.
And this when 50 was losing, you like Sean said, you get a 3-year window.
Yeah.
I'm thinking when he started fucking with real niggas, that's when the problem started. Fat Joe and Kiss. You feel me?
Well, that's when he started.
So that was a chess move.
Yeah, that's when he started to me just beefing with everybody.
That piggyback song talking about Fat Joe.
Yeah, but when you really talk and when you really thinking about it, that's when his shit started dying down too. Because ain't too many hot albums come out of there after that. You feel what I'm saying? So let's be real. Let's keep it 100.
He had a 3-year window, just like I said.
I agree. So what do you think the money laundering trial we talked about against Irv and Chris Gotti, like what did that do to the label and why weren't they able to recover? Why weren't they able to bounce back?
Man, it was big. What you mean, Carl? Motherfuckers facing 20. Can you imagine facing you can't imagine facing 20.
First of all, sometimes in this day and age, trials and cases make some people hotter. So why did this finish them? Yes.
Not with the feds. Yes. State cases, Carl.
Niggas
wasn't fighting the feds like that.
Let's go back in state history. Let's go back in hip hop history. What West Coast artist was facing a major charge?
It wasn't federal.
He was facing a murder charge.
It wasn't federal. You fuck with the feds, you going to jail.
He was about to do
98% chance. It wasn't federal.
For murder, though.
It wasn't federal.
You talking about Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
It wasn't federal.
And what did he do? Murder was the case. Yeah. The whole movie and album, and it got him bigger. I'm just saying.
But this is an actual murder. That's something that he really probably didn't do, or to this day that we know of.
No, he
didn't
His
do.
bodyguard killed the guy. For
All right,
That's
was cool,
fact.
but we know that.
Somebody died.
But money laundering. You know how the feds trap niggas with money laundering? Conspiracy is 9/10 of the law with the feds. So so you said if murder ain't money laundering, that means everybody on the label got something to do with it. Just because they with Murder Inc.
Everybody's in cahoots.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, his cousin.
Man, shout out to Irv and his brother for beating that shit.
That was Irv
Niggas
Gotti's
don't beat
sister.
the feds like that.
That was Irv Gotti's sister for the. Well, first of all, the trial was straight BS.
Yeah, it was. We know that.
I just feel like the money laundering, man, like it hurt them, man. It hurt them, but I feel like hip hop is all about publicity and stuff. And the trial was weak. It was a weak trial when you based it off the evidence. But they really just used them as collateral damage for Supreme, man. They wanted to take Supreme down so bad that they wiped their label out. But shout out to his sister for keeping them account records, because she kept account records. And it probably, if she didn't do that, they probably would have lost.
Yeah.
Like they probably would have lost that. But they proved that how you gonna say money launder and we got proof that Def Jam gave them all these millions to start off. So where's the money coming from?
We were in the office gambling,
right?
And
they were gambling big money for games, but we were selling records though. Or they thought they seen text messages that said Crack Studios, or they meet us at the Crack House, but they were talking about their studio. Their studio was called the Crack House. So it was a bunch of BS.
And also with the tour, you take half the money. Goes inside the studio. They get paid after the, you know what I'm saying, performance and all that. So,
but the crazy thing about it is they really almost went to jail though. Like if them little details about all the count records wasn't there.
You heard what this man just said? They almost went to jail to do what? How many years? 20. So who's thinking about a fucking hit record?
A diss track.
You can't be serious. Who's thinking about a hit record at that time?
I'm not.
Who's in the right mind state to even come back at 50? Who's in the, like, it was other shit going on that, okay, 50, he came when he came and he crushed us. All right, cool. But man, fuck him. Let's beat them.
I'm not.
We can deal with him later.
I'm not saying that Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti
60-40.
wasn't
50-40.
No, 50 Cent did damage.
Yeah, 40% worth. He ain't got no majority damage. Not like with the fans.
In hip hop history,
I hope Irv Gotti tap in and say something to
in
your
hip hop
motherfucking
history. How do they look back at the Ja Rule and 50 Cent beef? Just off the top, how they look back at it?
I think it was a clear victory.
Most people would say 50 Cent crushed them. That's what most people would say.
Okay, we understand that.
Okay, so 50 Cent did that.
But the right minds of those who watched everything and watched this whole thing unfold, that's not the actual thinking, motherfucker, because you got to think about it. A lot of people are doing actual thinking, just regular thinking. Let's think about the shit that's really going on. You feel what I'm saying? Let's put that first. Somebody that's looking beyond the curtain, in back of the curtain, the producer. This shit is going on. It's a federal case. Motherfuckers facing 20.
I don't think at the time we knew all the details.
We didn't know the
we didn't
know the federal. I'm not saying,
and that's what made it more inside for Murder Inc. Like, yo, man, listen, man, don't worry about it. Exactly. They probably had a meeting. Like, yo, we are facing bigger shit than that. Don't feed into that because it'll get you unfocused on this case. And that's the truth.
Well, the money laundering, to answer the question, the money laundering case hurt the label because they took their money. And when they took their money, even worse than them taking their money or seizing their money, they stopped people from working with them. People, y'all in trouble right now. The people stopped wanting to do collabs.
That's what some bitch ass niggas do. That's what they do.
Def Jam after all that money they made.
The real was stuck around.
They dropped
the real was stuck around.
People didn't want to touch them no more. But where the 50 plays and why weren't they able to recover, to me, is because 50 hurt their image so much in the record label that it wasn't like people was like, okay, y'all innocent now? All right, come on, y'all. Nah. 50 Cent trashed them so much that's why they weren't able to recover. He hurt their image.
But also, during like the middle of the trial, they ended up changing their name to The Ink.
They had to. Because of what? Not because of 50? Because of who?
The feds.
Yeah, all right. So
the bad image.
60-40, man.
It's not no 60-40.
You in debate, man.
60-40.
We can go back and forth, but 60-40, trust me. I did fair time. I know. When you face a fair time, nigga, you facing time because they put you in a category.
Well, look,
and the category that they was in was 20 or better.
All right, well, you want to break it up? The Fed case hurt them in real life. In the music industry, 50 Cent hurt them. 50 Cent hurt them. Cool. The music industry is your bread and butter. That's how you get your money.
Yeah, but what about the money you already got?
They
What's the money you already got that you already generated?
But they wasn't going platinum.
50 Cent ain't take away none of that.
After that, it wasn't no more triple platinum freaks.
I understand that, but why?
How about this?
Because people wasn't buying their albums no more, freak.
That too, but also motherfuckers wasn't in the right state to make good music. Let's think about what good music came out after that. Did any good music come out after that?
After they beat the trial, they could have
came back. Did any good music come out after that?
How about this?
They wasn't making good music.
My point exactly.
How about this? After the trial's over, they're found not guilty. Are you going to a Ja Rule show to see him perform live?
If I'm a fan of him, I am. But I wasn't. Ja Rule wasn't my guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like the damage was done where people probably didn't want to go see Ja Rule.
And when it was all said and done, like when the case was kind of probably already done and whatever the situation may be and all that, let's be real. 50 was, he was cruising. He wasn't still on his up and up. He was cruising at a point.
All right, let me use this. Feel me? Let me use this. I got a good example for you.
What you got?
R. Kelly, the first trial with R. Kelly. Nobody was really touching him. 50 Hov backed away from the Best of Both Worlds album and tour. Right. Nobody really touching
fucking
R. Kelly.
With kids. It's a totally different situation.
Time out. No, listen. Hold on.
Who want to fuck with somebody fucking with kids?
Listen. Hear me out. R. Kelly beat the charges. Chocolate Factory came out. Album start. Step in the Name of Love came out. Ignition came out. Everybody came back. But listen. But
how many real niggas seen that tape though, Carl?
But listen.
How many real niggas seen that tape?
Here's the point though. R. Kelly came back making dope music, and his fans came back even after that tape. They ain't even do that. Irv Gotti and them ain't even do nothing wrong. So if they came back with dope music, people could have still bought their albums.
I'm gonna shut you down with this. Who shifted the culture more? R. Kelly or fucking Irv Gotti and Murder Inc. Nobody shifted the culture like R. Kelly. No, let's go, man. Let's go. I'm not comparing. Let's go, man. I'm not comparing. Because now the people that know it's right gonna be like, damn, they talk about R. They giving R these props at the bad time.
No, I'm not giving. I'm not giving R. Kelly no props, and I'm not condoning messing with young girls. All I'm saying is. The point was and they're not R. Kelly at all. My point is that dope music wins.
I got one question for you.
Dope music.
I got one question for you. What's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? Can we move on? Stop it. What's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? Did you really bring aura? They even start changing our name. They changed the aura.
I'm just giving an example.
Stop it, man.
I'm just giving an example after how you can be how you can be down and out, and then still, if you make hot music, people will forgive you and turn on. And and to me, they ain't even do nothing wrong.
Yo, people didn't turn their back on R after that shit happened.
They was riding with him.
The fans did it. The industry did for a minute. The industry
real niggas.
But when he started
like
moving
us that actually seen it, like this shit ain't right no matter what's going on.
But when they started moving them units again, everybody came right on back.
Or maybe you let R out right now, you gonna make a hit. Come on. You let R out right now, nigga. Something gonna hit, nigga. You know
it. So we seen Irv Gotti. He started doing this tour. You hear him talking about him and Ashanti's relationship after all these years. How do you think that affected the label? What do you feel about him even talking about that now? I didn't know about this.
Well, I like I said, in this no rap cap, you can look it up or you can ask anybody that was with me. We seen R. We seen R. Kelly at
the Borgata.
We seen Irv Gotti and Ashanti at the Borgata years ago. This was years ago. We seen them years ago.
They was hugged up.
That was his joint. That was his girl.
You knew that was his girl.
Man, come on, man. I knew it was his joint a while ago before that, but
I never heard about none of this until
actually see them.
So you like baller alert there. You was out there like you was reporting the
table. You know what I'm saying?
Over here.
Face of fat time. You real nigga shit. But and I'm not capping. Like, we was all gambling. We was kind of like at the same table. Like the high stakes table, we was on the stage. We called the stage because you had to walk up the steps to go into a certain area, and it was $100 or better up there. You can't come up there less than 100. So and you could see their relationship. So and I'm pretty sure he's pushing her. And one thing about women, they show their liking into who they're interested in or what they doing, or we may not pick it up, but another woman picks it up faster. That's one thing I do know.
How Ashanti look that when you seen her?
She looked irregular. I'm gonna be all the way real with you. I really didn't know it was really her like that until I really was like, oh shit, that's Ashanti.
Well, Ashanti didn't look like Ashanti now. Also,
yeah, but she still was sexy, but she just was on the chill shit. She was chilling. You know what I'm saying? It was up there chilling, but. I think that if he doesn't speak about it, it would make him less real. Now I'm not going to condone how far he goes in, but he got to talk about it because it's a part of his life. It's a part of the reason why he's divorced. It's a part of everything. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but why did he talk about it now? Why are you talking about it now?
Because he got the Murder Inc. shit coming up.
Yeah, but all these years he ain't never really say nothing about it. Or at least I didn't hear him.
Well, he just sold his life, Carl. He just sold his life for over $400 million.
Yeah. 300
He
million.
got to talk about that. That's part of his life. That probably was in the contract. You got to talk about Ashanti because we know for a fact you and her was messing.
You know what? This is weird, and I'm not saying that he's a liar. He gave too much detail to be lying about it, so I think it has to be true. But Ashanti doesn't acknowledge this at all. Like she don't acknowledge a relationship with him at all. Like it's the past. The whiteness is like, okay, yeah, we had a little thing. She don't acknowledge. She acknowledged the relationship with Nelly and everybody else, but
and then it doesn't look good. You slept with the boss again. You know, a motherfucker say, "Oh, you had to sleep with the boss to make a hit or get the hit." And you know, it doesn't look good. But moreover, I think she just wanted to rest that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think the way they both doing corny shit. The way he went into a certain point was kind of corny.
Yeah.
And the way that she's trying to remake the album is corny as fuck.
I don't like
that.
That's corny. Like, come on, don't fuck with a classic. So they both doing corny shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call it corny. They both attacking each other.
I ain't gonna call it R. Kelly and Aaliyah.
Leah
was underage first.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Ashanti was of age.
Ashanti was of age. If they had a relationship, they had a relationship. It did affect the label because at that point, Cadillac Ty, Vita, Charlie Baltimore, they weren't seeing the light of day. It was all about Ashanti because Ashanti dropped one album one year. She came right back the next year. Ashanti
you had to follow it.
Ashanti and Ja Rule was the focus of the label.
Yeah.
You put a compilation together with all them people you name, it don't sell not a quarter with Ashanti.
Vita and Charlie Baltimore wasn't on no Ashanti records. Like they wasn't getting pushed.
I think that's where
Irv messed up.
It messed up at because you still had your ladies in the cut. Now let's form some lady alliance within the Murder Inc.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where it messed up.
You got the two female rappers. You got Ashanti to sing the hook.
Yeah, but. And then it made sense when they made these songs. Where do you fit Vita and Ashanti out on this song?
And why wouldn't they be able to fit if
you try to fit it?
Yeah, I think
you got to make some other shit.
I think Irv Gotti was so into Ashanti that he just But
also,
and then they said the drugs played a big part. You know what I'm saying?
Ecstasy.
I never seen him high. You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak on that.
Well, he said he was on.
I never was an ecstasy guy, so I don't know how it makes me act. But you know what I'm saying? So drugs play a part with everything.
If they was together, they was together. It's not the first time we've seen a boss with an artist. But my thing is the way he's talking about her. Okay, he mad that she he got a point with the she didn't want to be a part of it no more after the money laundering thing. After he built her up, that's a valid point to me to be upset.
Women scared
about
to go to jail, Carl.
They don't want to be associated with
your
that.
Team Ashanti then. You said
no, I'm just being real. Women, I'm being real shit. Women are scared to go to jail. And you're not supposed to let them go to jail behind something that's behind you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make sure they good, regardless of the situation.
I ain't mad with him talking about the relationship. It is what it is. I just, for him not to say nothing after all the years and then to go in the way he going in now, I know he trying to start a documentary.
He had to talk about it, Carl, just so part of his life.
But they always said that
being all that, I think that's kind of corny at this age.
Man, bitch trying to take money out your pocket. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Now, her trying to make the album over again and take him out, I don't like that one.
Now, why wouldn't you be mad about that and call somebody out their name?
But he was calling her out her name before that, though. He was disrespecting her before.
Yeah,
because he mad. He said the biggest thing is that she left him. She left him after.
She heard him. She heard him, Carl. He hurt. He hurt.
He said he not hurt us 20 years later or whatever.
But it's how you keep a soft spot for certain ones. It hurts to let him go. It hurts even worse to keep him, and it ain't right,
man. It definitely affected the other artists. Other than Ja Rule, you wasn't seeing
it. Just killed the whole morale. Everything was.
And for them to all say that means they felt that way.
Oh,
so
hell yeah!
That ain't good. So that kind of stopped the artist development for the rest of the labels to build up your roster. So that ain't good. But where do you have Murder Inc. ranked amongst the other legendary hip hop labels? Where are they at? They number one?
Top 10. They top 10.
Top 10. I like that answer.
They top 10.
Yeah, they the top. They top 10, definitely 20. Top 10, probably top 10.
But after that versus, I got a whole new respect for Murder Inc. Ja Rule was killing that shit, yo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, definitely
she murdered Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole Keisha Cole came out there bullshit. Although I think Keisha Cole could have got her. I think Keisha Cole got more.
She's definitely a better. She's definitely a better singer.
It's hard to call.
I don't know, man. Y'all sure?
Ashanti got hits. Keisha Cole got hits. But I think that if Keisha Cole would have put her shit together and sing them songs that got everybody.
I thought Keisha Cole was going to win easy, but Ashanti won. And I was actually surprised in that because I think I thought Keisha Cole had more songs to last longer.
I agree.
But Ashanti did better.
She came professional, and that's something that she learned from Murder Inc.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But I don't know, man. Are they top 10? They're not better than Def Jam. They're not better than Bad Boy.
Definitely not better
They're not better than Death Row. They're not better than Rockefeller.
All right, keep going.
They're not better than Rough Riders.
Well, a portion of Rough Riders came through Irv Gotti. But it wouldn't be no Rough Riders without DMX.
I agree, but he ain't
that plays a part.
But you got DMX, The Lox, and Eve. Right. Then you got Cash Money.
Only person that sold more records on Rough Riders
DMX
more than
and Eve.
it's DMX. Eve ain't selling more records than Ashanti.
Eve went platinum. I ain't
She
saying
ain't
she sold.
all right. Did she sell more than Ja Rule? So what we talking about?
Okay.
You talking about a watch?
So now you talking
You
about.
talking about a watch? I'm just talking about overall.
Now you talking about album sales. Are we talking about cultural impact? Or are we talking about album sales?
Well, you know it's all about the money. You know what I'm saying? It must be the money, like Dion said years ago.
Right. No Limit, Cash Money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right. It's close to top 10.
So Def.
Okay.
So Def may be an argument.
Yeah.
Maybe an argument.
Yeah, exactly.
But G Unit, they ain't make more hits than G Unit. They ain't sell more albums. They don't have a 50
You
Cent.
only got a 50 Cent album that Get Rich or Die Trying like that.
50 Cent got a 50
I
Cent.
agree.
The Game, G Unit,
But you know the
Lloyd
game.
Banks,
The
and
game is really West Coast. You know how that shit goes.
but
That's
all
really
of-
Dr. Dre.
All of them went platinum though.
I understand that.
That's like
Okay.
5 people on the label that went
Okay,
platinum.
how many albums which we know who's carrying Murder Inc.
Yeah, Ja Rule
So
and
when you talking about them two, you got to relate everything that them people you calling out, relate them to the Ja Rule and the Ashanti. Let's be real.
So, but that's not a label. That's the label.
Man, they carrying the label. We know what's going on. We know what's up with Cadillac Ty and all them. We know what's going on. We know what the Horsemen are. So let's be real.
They probably top 10. They probably
Yeah,
top 10.
they top 10.
top 10 safe.
They top 10 very
Top
safe.
10 is
All
safe.
right, this is a tough one. This is a tough one right here.
What's that?
Top 5 Murder Inc. albums.
Oh, yeah, you got that right. That's
Oh man,
Come on,
3 of them
man.
from Ashanti, 2 from Ja Rule.
Come on, man. You got to think about it. The people want to
Vinny
know, man.
VC, with Pain is Love. What's this Ja Rule's second album? Pain is Love, right?
No, Rule 336.
Rule
is the second.
336.
That's-
Ashanti 1, Ashanti 2, Ashanti 3. I had this motherfucker up in my room in my college years. It was a poster.
You got a poster up there.
Yeah, it was this poster. It was a poster of her. It was spread out. It would come out like a poster. This might not. Yeah, this is right here, babe. Yeah.
Shout
I
out
had this
people.
up-
Shout out
I had this up on my wall above my bed. They used to be mad. All my looks that came in, they used to be like, "Why you all Ashanti like that?" Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I like good R&B.
I had this motherfucker right across my bed. I bought it. You know what I'm saying? This was it.
Well, look, I just listened to these albums again recently, and now it probably changed now. Listen to it in 2022, but I'm gonna go with number 1. I'm gonna go with Ashanti first album. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Ashanti second album.
Yeah.
Chapter 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Vinny Vici, Ja Rule's first album. Number 4, I'm gonna go with The Murderers, man.
That was a good compilation.
The Murderers, where's The Murderers at?
Right
It's
there,
in
right
here
there in the
somewhere.
middle, right
The
there.
Murderers, yo, this album was dope. I like this album, man. And even on streaming now, they don't got all the songs on there.
That's the
because,
sound I want to hear from Murder Inc. Like
well, that's the rapping sound
know,
of,
yeah.
of before they went heavy into R&B. But that album was dope. I like the Murderers album, and that's when he was still associated with DMX.
Yeah.
'Cause DMX on there, Jay-Z on there, Holla Holla remix. The Murderers was a dope compilation for sure, man. Then number 5, I'm gonna go with Rule 336. Just because between me and you, Put It On Me, I Cry. Those are
They
big
made you
singles.
cry.
6 Feet Underground. That joint
I
was-
cried, made you cry.
I didn't cry at all. Honorable mention, I guess Pain and Love. They had some Living It Up was cool, always
that
on
was a
time.
smash, Living It Up.
Down there is big. And
Stevie
then
Wonder sample.
Lloyd's second album was an honorable mention. I kind of got on that late, but it wasn't that bad, man.
I told you, I explained that Lloyd shit to you. That's what's going on. That's what's going
What
on.
you got? Who you got, Sean?
I got Ja Rule's first album, my number
Vinny
1.
Vici.
I like that. We Came, We Saw, We Conquered. The Murderers album,
Holla
number
Holla.
2. I like that. They got a Holla Holla remix on there. Which is
Yeah,
dope.
that's a Jay-Z on
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Hova.
Rule 316 or 336. I like
Oh,
this.
yeah, you definitely was singing when that came
6
out.
Feet Underground. That joint was dope. That was one of the first videos on the internet that had like CGI. That was pretty dope.
Oh, okay.
At the
Keep
time.
that shit, Sean.
Yeah. And I guess the first and second Ashanti.
Yeah, I wasn't big on Murder Inc. albums. I ain't gonna sit here and cap.
Yeah.
I was big on Ashanti. Let's be real.
Ashanti's
I was
album,
big on Ashanti and Ja Rule first album.
Ashanti's first 2 albums was dope. I wasn't big on the third one. The
I
first
wasn't
2,
even big on the Murderers like
the
that.
first 2, the Murders is dope. And Ja Rule first album. The other albums, he had hit singles. Even the Blood on My Eye was pretty much like a diss to 50 Cent. This wasn't, you know, at that point it was like ain't nobody want to
What
hear
are you
this
doing?
50 Cent.
They late in the dollar.
Clap
shit.
back was all right, but it was like, it's too late, man. Nobody trying to hear that.
That
no
beat
more.
was tough.
And he said that was supposed to be a mixtape. That was a clap back was a hard beat, but nobody was trying to hear that no more at that point. But I wasn't big on albums for Murder Inc. I ain't gonna lie, but hit records they definitely have.
They definitely got hits
for sure. Yeah. So the question is, can Irv Gotti make a comeback with Murder Inc. in 2022, 2023? You
with
think
some new artists, probably so. Because Irv know what it takes, and he got a good eye on talent. I think that's what made him unique in his own way. That besides everybody else that started labels, Irv really had the eye for the talent. He brought you DMX and Hove. That's not even mentioned, Ja Rule. He brought you DMX and Hove.
So you saying new artists? So you don't want to see no Murder Inc. reunion?
I like to see a tour probably, but Ashanti ain't gonna come, so ain't no need to do that.
They have to have Ashanti. It can't be no. I think Irv Gotti.
After that Drink Champ shit, I think that shit sell. For real, you got better chance of seeing Prince and Michael Jackson in the concert.
Featuring Biggie and Pac.
Real. After that Drink Champ shit, that's.
I think. I think even Irv Gotti said there can't be no Murder Inc. reunion without Ashanti. And I think that's kind of messed up. At some point, I would really like to see them just based off the success they had, somehow squash that. I ain't saying they got to be tight, but at least come to some kind of, because everybody around y'all is still tight with each other. Even his brother is still cool with Ashanti. So Ja Rule is. I just think they should have a conversation, man. But my main answer would be no. I ain't really checking. I don't think so. Nah. A tour would be dope, like Freak said. A tour would be dope. I don't know if I'm not their core fan base, but I might even think about going to see it off the hits that they got together. But as far as do I think it's going to happen? No, because I think Irv Gotti went in with the TV and film, man.
Yeah,
just stay into that because I don't think people really trying to check for new music from Murder Inc. They might go see the concert for the hits, but I don't think nobody really looking forward to no new Murder Inc. They just been away for so long. Yeah. Ain't nobody checking for them no more, man. But the film stuff Irv Gotti got going on is dope. Yeah. You know, he just
tells us on what, like season 3 or 4?
Yeah, and the overall, I can't really say, I ain't gonna lie and say I really locked into that show, but I like the premise of it. You know, like the whole. How they flipping the songs. I think that's a dope concept.
I mean, they're kind of flipping. They're just taking the concept of the song, not like the actual bars of the song and following.
But I want him to win though. I want him to win. I want him to win. So whatever he does in TV and film, including this documentary, I want him to have success, man. Just for the fact that they kicked him while he was down with the Fed thing, and I think they did him real dirty, man. They did him dirty. But
he still got up at the end of the day. He still got up.
So what do you think? What do you think about him and his loyalty to Preem? What that says about him? Because they could have turned on him. They could have flipped on Preem if they had let him, and they could have took a deal. They wanted them to take a deal in the beginning and just flip on Preem, and they said no, they'll take it to trial.
Like a year.
What do you think about that?
Man.
They said no, we'll take it to trial. We ain't turning on Preem, man.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
They stand
because if they take the plea, it connects them to Preem. You feel me? And it makes Preem's situation worse, even though his situation already worse. But it puts him in that Rico shit that they try to perform to give a motherfucker life. And right now, I don't know what's going on or what they charged him with, but Irv Gotti did the right thing.
He ain't coming home.
Yeah, he ain't coming home. But Irv did the right thing, and it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because once you know you innocent, man, you gonna go, regardless. But that's what I'm telling you. Like when you facing 20, you ain't thinking about no motherfucking keyboards and shit. For real, no songs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody switching up on you, motherfuckers really don't know, man. Shit, I ain't fucking with Irvin, and they got the police file.
And the thing is, and the thing is, you have no control over what the jury's gonna come out with, so that's definitely scary. But also, shout out to Dame Dash, Jay-Z. They was coming to the court, supporting Irv.
Ja Rule was there.
Ja Rule was every day.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man, because it showed that they was a real friend, man. He tried.
They are real friends.
They are real friends to Supreme.
I don't know what's up with Irv Gotti and Dame Dash right now, but everybody else seemed intact. You know what I'm saying? As far as that.
Yeah. I think they ain't
And
bad.
Hov talked about this shit with him and Preem earlier. He said he said I had Preem in the car. I tried to put him on. Tried to tell him leave them streets alone. But you know, Preem was Preem, man, and he was real. And like Irv Gotti said, man, he said some of the realest shit that he ever said. Like he offered him straight up peace and escape from trying to make shit right. But I got some millions for you, bro. All you gotta do is chill.
Yo, I can't.
He said I can. My name is Preem, man. Yeah. I wouldn't be Preem if I ain't doing Preem shit.
Yeah, he tried. He tried to look out for his friend, but he also offered him a position with Murder Inc. But Preem, he was too much of a boss, and you actually seen that in the Supreme documentary that Nas did, man.
That was a good documentary.
Team. Yeah, it was a great documentary. And shout out to Nas, man, because Nas, remember when Nas, he said that Nas, he was going to sign Nas to Murder Inc.
Yeah.
Like, how'd y'all feel about that back then? That was like
that was sort of like you picking sides.
That was
Nas should have never came across your catalog.
That was a major shot.
Yeah, that was weird.
And knowing that, and that's when you call damage. When damage come through, it come and hit you real quick and keep it moving. Nas came through and hit motherfuckers real quick and kept it moving.
Yeah,
you feel me? So for you to pick up a motherfucker that's trying to. Well, that came through like that, and then you got your mans and them trying to, regroup from that motherfucking come through. Yeah. You can't go with the nigga that did the come through, the spin through like that. Nah, spin through. He ain't even double back. He came through one time.
You know what?
Split the block.
I kind of was looking at it. Peter was trying to play him like he was signed to Murder Inc., but I actually kind of thought it might work for Nas because I was actually
with Nas' situation.
As Nas, as a fan of Nas, I was just feeling like musically he was in a space where his music wasn't as great to me. And I felt like,
and let's be real, we knew about the diss song Nas make, but Nas wasn't making real good albums. At a point, he wasn't making good albums.
At that time, I don't feel like his music was the best to me. And I feel like Irv Gotti could put a little bit of that magic and Nas do him on them beats. Yeah. I kind of wanted to hear what it sounded like a little bit.
And little do they know, Nas was going through things with his label at the time where he was leaving Columbia and things of that nature. Was sick at the time. He was getting hit. You know what I'm saying?
Because that one song they made together, the Pledge remix, I thought that joint was dope. It was Ja Rule. That was one of the hardest Ja Rule verses. He talking about DMX in that song. Yeah. And then Ashanti was singing the hook. I thought that was dope. So I just wanted to hear what it sounded like. But, Nas said he wasn't with it because Irv was just doing too much. Irv be just talking too much. He just be doing too much. And he ain't want to. Like, he like, damn, I ain't trying to be in the streets like that. Like, relax, man. Let's make this music. But, and then that was like a shot at Hov because Hov mentioned
That's all that matters.
Hov mentioned Irv Gotti in the song Super Ugly. He's like, I got more Queens niggas or something than you. He was talking about Irv Gotti. Yeah. So then that led to Hov then going with 50 Cent. So, see how it all, so Irv Gotti was like, damn, I can't
say to him?
What Hov say? He said, damn, I thought it was Murder Inc. against you told me it was Murder Inc. against everybody or something, but I didn't know it was Murder Inc. against everybody, including like me. I thought I was home team. Right. Like you meant everybody, like even us too. Yeah. So that's when Jay went and did the tour with 50 Cent, the Reebok commercial with 50 Cent. So okay, this what we doing,
and it worked too. And it worked more than the Nas and Irv Gotti collection. Yeah, they had going on.
Wow, man. Well, it's a 5-part documentary on BET. Make sure y'all go check it out. Murder Inc. on BET documentary.
It's actually dope.
Yeah, it is very dope.
I wonder how that affected Hov and Preem relationship with Hov doing that with 50.
I don't think it.
Preem was locked up then. He could not.
Preem, but I don't think Preem choosing sides. I think he knows what's up. Even 50 Cent to an extent, after all the disrespect, he respects Preem as a person. He just disrespect because he put a hit out on me. Yeah, but I respect you for who you are in the streets. I still respect you though. Man, what is the Murder Inc.'s legacy in music?
I think they had a good 3-year window, and
I'll say more than 3. I'm gonna give them more than 3. I'm gonna say they have a spot. They have a spot for what they represented, what they came with. I respect it. It ain't nothing disrespectful.
I mean,
about
yeah, it ain't nothing bad.
It was
but
different. He
it's
changed the music. He made a lot of hell of a loops and remixes to people's shit, and he turned harder songs kind of soft.
Yeah, they had a nice 3 to 4 year, maybe even stretching out 5 year run where at least 3 of those years where they were controlling the radio. Yeah. Like whether it was their artists, him making hits for other people, J-Lo, Fat Joe, they were running the radio.
Yes, they were.
They were running the radio. You can't deny Murder Inc. and their hits, and even some of the labels that I would pick over Murder Inc. When you base it off hits, they got arguments with some of them. They got arguments. Mm-hmm. So Murder Inc. man, they and music wise and charts wise, they made history.
Yeah, they did.
So for that, you gotta give them their respect. They carved their niche in the game. So for sure.
But they also took the game to the next level too. They just kept it progressing.
Yeah. So now, only thing about Murder Inc. is I can't say they had a cultural moment where they created something that was new, but they had success with their formula. Yeah. So like I feel like Bad Boy had a distinctive sound. Death Row had a distinctive sound. I can't say Murder Inc. sound changed the world, but it worked for them.
Oh, yeah.
It worked. It worked for them. And for that, they got a spot in hip hop history. They carved their niche. So shout out to Irv Gotti, shout out to Ja Rule, shout out to Ashanti. Everybody down, Black Tie, Cadillac Tie, Black Child, Vita, Charlie Baltimore, Lloyd. Everybody down with their whole team, man. Y'all definitely made y'all niche, and I don't care. Sometimes y'all might be butter jokes because of the 50 Cent thing, but y'all can't change what they were, man. Definitely. Freaks, what do you think about Murder Inc.?
Strong label. You know what I'm saying? They had their They fought through adversity. When you fight through adversity, that makes a great situation, man. And like they made hits, man. They had hits. Murder Inc. got hits. Yes, point blank period. Absolutely, you can say what you want, but you could go through. You can make a motherfucking Murder Inc. playlist, and it'd be some hits. It may be heavy Ja Rule and Ashanti, but it's gonna be some hits on that motherfucker.
They definitely got.
And that's real rap. And let's just be real.
You can definitely
do Irv. To me, man, Irv is the epitome of a visualizer, man. He had a vision, and he made that shit happen, and he's seen it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that you respect as far as real big artists, Irv seen that shit before, especially more importantly, DMX and Jay-Z.
Absolutely, man.
But that right there alone holds so much weight that it don't even matter.
Yo, well, if you ain't heard Murder Inc. stuff, go back, check out their music, Ashanti, Ja Rule, and let us know what you think. Go check out that 5-part documentary. Chapter 2.
Yeah, this was it for me. I'm telling you, this was my college days. I'm telling you.
That chapter 2 album was dope, man. I just was bumping that.
Man,
that
joint was something dope, about her at this time.
All right, man, relax, man.
I'm closing it out. I'm being real though. Because when you see the album and you see this type of shit, it takes you back to an era and to a time. That's the importance of music. Everybody don't get.
They had a dope sound with Ashanti. That joint was dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Chapter 2 though.
But yeah, check out their music. Check out the 5-part BET documentary. Shout out to Murder Inc. man. Congratulations on all y'all success, man. Y'all definitely made y'all mark in hip hop and in the music industry as all. Hip hop and R&B. For sure. But we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast.
Yes, follow.
Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms. Make sure y'all go to our YouTube page, man. Subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button.
Man.
Yes,
check out all of our videos, man. Long live Tez, man.
All day, every day.
We're going to continue to march forth, brother, man. We love you, man. We're going to continue to hold you down.
What's up with the what's up?
What's up with the what's up, man? Tasmania. Tez, man. Our guy,
He would have loved this one.
Long live Tez, man.
We gonna say that about a lot of shit we do, man. That's how much a part of this movement he is.
We're gonna always keep his name alive. Always keep his name alive, man. But man, Concert Crew Podcast. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Yup.